Elon Musk will save America. He's for free speech after all. I just can't believe how conservatives fall for this. How can you not see what is happening, man? I'm just sitting there thinking, why do you think Elon Musk was set up in order to acquire Twitter through leverage? It's not rocket science. The moderate right was beginning to lose to the anti-establishment right. Because the anti-establishment right is gaining traction because we've been able to convince many people, the moderate rights, the Kevin McCarthy's of the world, the John Kasich's, he's not really right anymore, but those kind of clowns, that Kasich to not the right, that'd be like Romney, not those guys, but the moderate, there's tons of moderate right-wingers, man, tons of them. David Perdue's, just tons that the big stream, mainstream corporatism is against us. And it doesn't take a freaking PhD in rocket science to figure this out. And so the question that makes these people nervous is, if these, anti-establishment right gets bigger and bigger authority in the Republican Party, they can really do damage of aligning themselves with the left when it comes to pushing back against monopolization powers. So what we do is we anoint Elon Musk to go in there and say, yeah, man, we're going to allow free speech again. And everyone, the Ed Driscolls ask Steve Deace. I was like, what? Elon Musk saves Twitter or saves free speech. And I haven't listened to his, I don't know if he's mocking that. I don't know. Steve Deace is pretty righteous. So I'm not sure if he's truly saying that or if it's just his headline to basically mock the moderate right-wingers who fall for this like I'm doing. Like the hotair.com people, Ala Pundit, and what's the other guy? Just a bunch of these, squishy right-wing people. You're like, oh, gosh, man. The Glenn Reynolds, Glenn might be all right because he got off Twitter many years ago. But many people on Instapundit, the Hugh Hewitts of the world, that's a perfect example. They're saying, hey, look, man, we've done damage to the brand, so we gotta bring this back. And the way we bring this back, of course, is let's anoint Elon because he's already our chosen boy, and we're gonna make him take over Twitter so we can say, look, we're back, we're open for business. Now we're still gonna ban crazy loons, but the moderate writers, and when I say crazy, I mean real crazy. I don't know what it'd be, Owen Benjamin or something like that. But other than that, we're not going to ban Trump anymore or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's so flippin' obvious. And so now the moderate right says, see, free speech is back. There is no monopoly power. Look, man, the libertarians will back us too. They'll say, look, the market takes care of things. You're like, well, how did Elon Musk actually acquire the funds? Look at that freaking 4D. I mean, can you believe I'm watching the clear nature of the phone and taking this picture while I'm driving? Is actually clearer than in my own reality. And it's literally, that's crazy. It's actually clearer in my own reality. I'm looking out the window right now. It's not as clear as what you guys are seeing on that phone. Isn't that crazy? Nuts. Anyway, so the issue that we have is the moderate right will say, now we've shown you market forces work. So we don't need to have antitrust, align ourselves with the Elizabeth Warrens of the world on things that could actually benefit not just us, but the country as a whole. And there are some things on the left that can be beneficial, my friends, when it comes to fighting the globalists. Will Elizabeth Warren, is she a pro-American or a pro-globalist? Well, of course she's pro-globalist, but can we take some of her ideas and use them for our benefit? Of course! Saul Alinsky lived by his methods, which help advance the left. The left is like the Harlem Globetrotters, and because we got Kevin McCarthy's and those kind of clowns, Paul Ryan's and Mitt Romney's, we are the Washington Generals. And the reason is because we haven't followed the ways of the left. They're good at this. If you want to save America for freedom for your kids and grandkids, learn from the left, man. The left is good. Use their tools and tactics to establish the front of action. You're saying this is the battlefield we're going to fight on, and then you start gaining ground. And one of the things you do is you say we're going to basically co-opt some of their arguments, man. Remember, it wasn't that long ago. The Democratic Party I want to keep abortion legal, safe, and rare. That's Bill Clinton. There was a debate on the Democratic Party where they did not give Bob Casey, the governor of Pennsylvania, who's a Catholic pro-lifer, a chance to speak at the Democratic convention in 96 or 92, I can't remember, because he was too pro-life. The Democratic Party had pro-life people on there. They co-opted the pro-life mantra, and then they started slowly disowning that. Isn't that crazy? The Democratic Party co-opted the Republican civil rights mantra, and then they've owned that now. Isn't that nuts? It's crazy. So the Republicans do the same thing. So frustrating. But no, we're going to, whoa, okay. Now what the media will do via Twitter, of course, and the Republicans will follow suit. We'll talk about COVID. All right, we're going to prove the COVID narrative is wrong. But you're still talking about it. You're establishing the narrative. We're going to talk about Russia collusion. We're going to prove that Russia collusion is wrong. Oh, you're still establishing it, though, aren't you? We're going to talk about whatever the left, Ukraine war. We're going to prove the Ukraine stuff is wrong. Okay, you're still falling for it. We're going to talk about whatever the thing of the day is. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to prove. We're going to own the libs. But you're still following what they're speaking of. They're still leading you by the nose. And you're just going to own them and prove them wrong, but you're still following their narrative as opposed to establishing your own. Children in cages. We're going to prove children in cages is wrong. You're still talking about it. We're going to show that Obama did the same thing. Yeah? And now that as they defined the narrative. Why don't you talk about something else, man? How about the fact that we're going to do number one thing. Let's make Social Security solvent. That's what you should run on right there. And the way you do that is you say, we're going to go after those foundations. I tell you, man, you want to have an impact, make Social Security solvent, even offer people a raise, and go after the foundations. Oh, easy, easy. All right, we'll see you.